This is UMAR AHMED for IFL TV in association with MTK Global down at Brixton Rec, joined by the Knowledge Spencer Fearon, and you've got a crew behind you as well. Introduce them.
100%. These are the young men and young ladies from the Afui, and you're getting to. What does that mean? Afui means that it's ours. Afui Tinglisha. We want that. That's where it comes from. And this has been running. This gym's been running for 5 years now. So as it's been running inside the Brixton Recreation Centre, it grabs young kids off of the streets, teaches them that discipline that is so needed. And because of it, and you got to think like, especially over this gentrification, people get misconceptions about Brixton, but now Brixton's become very, very yuppified now. But there's still young kids around here that need things to go and do. So I'm very, very grateful that there's a place where these kids can come and they can learn the normal art and off of a sport that I love emphatically.
Had Deontay Wilder down here. That must have been good for everyone down here.
Yeah, you know what? Fair play to Deontay Wilder coming out and showing the love. You got to think what Brixton is. Brixton, for the diaspora of Africans and Caribbeans, this is a spiritual hub. You got to think how many people come to Brixton. Noted celebrities: Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Michael Jackson. Go through the whole list. When they come, they come here. So because of that, I got to give Deontay Wilder all the props in the world for coming out and showing these kids love.
Spencer, we had Whyte-Rivas on the weekend. I've caught up with you about that, but there have been developments. The biggest news in British boxing this week has been of an alleged failed test from Dillian Whyte.
I think it's the biggest news all year. Right? Don't get twisted. Okay, then. Now, we've got to say that it's alleged, right? Now, I'm not knocking anything of the sources of where it come from. The person that broke the story, for you young kids who don't know, is a guy called Tom Hauser, who wrote Muhammad Ali's biography, but he's a nut job. Let's be real. He is a nut job, but he's a correct nut job because he's so passionate about this sport. So I'll give him his dues on that. But he broke the news and saying that, okay, then, well, Dillian Whyte failed his drug test. But Dillian Whyte was tested, and this is by Eddie Hearn's admission, who was the promoter of the show, right? That they were cleared to fight, that Dillian Whyte was cleared to fight. Now, it's come out now that he actually failed a drugs test on the 17th. The 17th. The fight took place on the 20th. So why did the fight take place if Dillian Whyte allegedly failed a drug test? So then there's a lot of heads that have to be, that's going to roll off of the back of this. And number one is this. Everyone's jumping on the fact of gunning Dillian Whyte now.
Okay, you revealed that it was on the 17th. Eddie said they had a hearing, literally hours. We're talking 48, 72 hours before the actual fight took place. They were both cleared. Both tests, apparently, everything was fine. That's why the fight took place. But Matchroom, Dillian Whyte did not inform Oscar Rivas even of the hearing. Should they have?
Yes and no. I'm going to say, and the reason why I'm going to say yes and no, because if I'm Dillian Whyte and I know that I'm a clean athlete, I haven't done anything wrong, but something may have shown in my sample. Something may have shown up, right? Then why would I want to give you the upper hand by letting you know certain things? Then Oscar Rivas can say, I don't want to fight, not fighting you, I'm off. Do you understand? So it's a kind of catch-22. But moralistically, I would like to know that Eddie Hearn would have informed them of what happened and what was going on moralistically. Now, I'm not equating morals over money or money over morals, but if it was me and I was putting on that show, it's easy for me to sit there and say what I would have done and what I wouldn't have done. But I haven't got millions and millions of pounds at stake and everything else, but I'm not going to put money over morals because money is not my God. God is my God.
You also told me something on the phone when we were talking earlier about Oscar Rivas. Do you want to break that news?
Well, you know what? Allegedly, I heard from a good source, but it's allegedly, so I don't want no one trying to sue me. But allegedly, Oscar Rivas has failed a test. This is the talk that I'm hearing. So if it has, and that comes out, then I'm saying, right, I'm saying don't point the finger. Too many people are pointing the finger at Dillian Whyte. I'm saying, listen, you saw how elated I was. Dillian Whyte come from the ends. Do you know what I mean? Even worse, he actually came from Jamaica where he can hold his hands up and said he had nothing and came here and made something of his life. So I just hope that there's been some misaltercation or something went wrong along the lines because you don't usually see a man who allegedly, I haven't seen the proof, that he's failed the A sample first. But has failed the A sample and then gone back and then the B sample's all right. The only person that I know who has done that by miraculous magic or something was Manuel Cha, right? Nobody else has done that. So I'm sitting down, I'm trying to think to myself, boy, I just hope and I pray that Dillian Whyte can be acquitted of this, because if it is true and he knowingly knew, he's hurting a lot of young people who look up to him as an aspiration.
Is it not concerning now that we've had two alleged fighters on the same night in the same ring have failed tests allegedly?
Of course, it's terrible, and I think that something should be done. Adam Booth contacted me yesterday. He said, something should be done when it comes to testing, because we are a little bit lackadaisical, and I think it's Floyd Mayweather was the one that helped things out in America, especially when we say, right, you want to go fight me? Well, you got to take the test, and you got to take Olympic-style testing, right? Maybe it should be incorporated globally within the professional arts of boxing, because you have to think, this is not me trying to run 100 meters and trying to beat and cut a couple seconds. I'm trying to throw punches at you with the main objective to render you unconscious for at least 12 seconds, because it's going to take 2 seconds for the referee before he starts counting. So this is very, very serious. You got to think, and you guys know how hard you got to train and everything else. Now, can you imagine somebody who has taken a performance-enhancing drug? They're not taking that performance-enhancing drug to outrun you or to outwork you. They're taking that to outbeat you. And I don't mean beat as in a clock ticking and that, all right, you've done 9.5 seconds. No, to beat the living daylights at you with their fists. So if that is the case, then the book should be thrown at anybody if you're guilty. But I'm saying Dillian Whyte is my guy, and I've said this before, and I'll say this again. If any of you guys have got a brother or sister and did an altercation that was wrong, they're still your brother and sister, you're still going to love them, right? Unless they was to mess with children, then they should die. I'm being real, right? But apart from that, then I'm saying, right, I understand certain people could do things that are wrong, and forgiveness is the key. But if you've done something wrong intentionally to cheat, then the book should be thrown at you. But I don't believe that Dillian Whyte, I just don't want to believe it. I don't believe that Dillian Whyte would have been this stupid. He's got really good advisors around him, got a really good team around him. I don't think he could be this stupid when he's this close to the mountaintop to do something stupid.
Whether Dillian and Oscar are both guilty or both innocent in this case, it still is rife in the sport. We know that it's not a secret. Performance-enhancing drugs in boxing. How do you think it stops? Do you think the networks have to act? Because at the end of the day, they are the main players. If Sky, if BT, if Showtime, if ESPN say, we're not having you on our channel, we're not giving you airtime, we're not going to offer money to have you fight on our channels, do you think that it stops from there?
It would be a start, but it'd be a very brave move by any one of the channels to go and do that. But number one is this is like, you're sponsored by MTK Global, right? I don't know of any MTK Global fighter that has been done for drugs. They want to say Tyson Fury. I know that's what you mean there. Right. But no, I'm saying I don't know of any MTK, I'm going to say this again, I don't know of any MTK Global fighter that has been done for drugs where I could turn around and say, like, they knew what they was taking. This is the truth.
Yeah, the Billy Joe case was very sketchy, very sketchy.
It was all over the place. Now, so I don't know. I don't know of, I could go through the whole list. But the thing about on this, when it comes to the drugs, they're rife. It's rife. And because it's so rife, something needs to be put in place. But the difficult thing is for a TV channel, say Sky, for instance, I'm not going to deal with this fight if they were on, and they were found to be on this, right? Then if that was the case, then we would never had Anthony Joshua versus Povetkin, which was a great fight. Do you know what I mean? Would
have never had Dillian Whyte, Lucas Brown.
Right, never. And that was a hellacious knockout there on the left hook by Dillian Whyte. So as much as like in theory it sounds really good, yeah, we got to go do this, but it's a very great area. But we have to have zero tolerance when it comes to this drugs thing, because we understand the implications and the damage. We know fighters. I know you know ex-pro fighters right now who have felt the reverberations of the fight game, who are a bit, they're slower than usual, their speech. I can't even say they're punch drunk, but they're slower than usual, their speech has been deterred. So because of this, then I'm saying like the sport needs to do everything possible to stop people who are drug streets, and that's it, period.
Wouldn't have had Wilder Ortiz recently as well, of course. That was on Showtime.
Exactly, and now he's getting a rematch at Wilder. And Wilder's been vehement against Dillian Whyte. I just saw your video that you did down at the Fearon Lodge, which is a really good video. And he was saying, but this guy, and he's gone on one. But I'm saying, well, hold up, you gave Ortiz a chance, and you'll give him another chance as well. So, you know what I mean?
Just lastly, we've had two tragic deaths in the sport this week. One with Maxim Dedashev and an Argentinian fighter as well. Obviously, it even further emphasises the point of having a clean sport because of these two sad passings. Do you just want to comment on them?
Listen, man, may both men rest in paradise. You know what I mean? Dedashev was that really shocked me because I didn't even know how serious it was. You know what I mean? And it was Antonio Tarver that tweeted me on certain things, and like they pulled him out. I didn't think it was serious. I thought he just got stopped in the fight. And I was saying, okay, cool. When Anthony Yard fights Kovalev next month, the same thing's gonna happen to me. Pulled at me, not realizing that the man was actually dying. Do you know what I mean? So when it was Oscar that interviewed me. I started crying. I started crying because I said, this game is serious. You cannot play boxing. So I say to all of you young guys who are in here, if you're in here and you want to be serious and you want to have aspiration of turning professional and all the rest of it, train hard, live this thing. This thing is not a joke. This this is real. Do you know what I mean? This is real. This is so real. I'm seeing my little youngers here. This game is real. You know what I mean? Live this thing. Do you know what I mean? And if you live this thing, eventually your passion, and you become passionate about it, your passion will become your paycheck. Do you know what I mean? But more than anything, you know what I mean? You have to live the potentiality of the eventuality. So you got it in your heart that you want to be something, and then it will come to the event that it will start happening, like the eventuality will happen in your life, but more so you have to press that button to make it active so it becomes your actuality. So how you're living, how you're being, and the things that you want, you actually draw it in your life by dedicating yourself to go and do that. And all of you lot can go do this. I'm telling you this now, because when you were created, you're blessed. So your blessings in any area that you choose to go into. Your destiny is not by chance, it's by choice. It's by the decisions that you make, how you want to live your life, and the things that you want in your life. You can actually draw it to you. You got to live this thing. And once you live the thing, you know what I mean? Once you live the thing that you live will become you. Period.
Just lastly, actually, we've had some random news today. I did not expect it. Hughie Fury is linked up with Matchroom. What was your reaction to that?
It's a good thing. That is a good thing. Here is a man that's only lost one fight against Joseph Parker, split decision against Joseph Parker.
Pulev as well.
Right, and sorry, my apologies. You got me there, you know. I forgot. You know what? That fight was so boring. I forgot about that fight. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm being real. Seriously. Right. No, but I'm saying that within itself, that's good because I reckon he could be maneuvered in the right way. And not only that, you know what I mean. Just if things go really bad for Dillian Whyte. Things go really bad for Anthony Joshua in the rematch, they got another heavyweight. You know what I mean? So they're turning them over. You know what? I'll tell you what would be a really good fight. I would like to see Fury versus Chisora. Yeah, right? That'd be a good fight. And I'd also like to see Chisora versus David Price. Or David Price versus Hughie Fury. So they're the fights that I would love to see.
Spencer Fearon, pleasure catching up with you as always. Top man.
Big up, yeah? Wicked.